All right, guys, I'm back with my brand new DCEU update. And what's funny is I actually had this video ready to go yesterday, but as soon as I got done doing the video, all hell broke loose. If you haven't seen, we have got to have a discussion about Ezra Miller. He was arrested again yesterday for providing a minor with LSD, alcohol, and marijuana. And I hate to say it at this stage, but I think it's time for Warner Brothers Discovery to cut ties with Ezra Miller. You know, he hasn't been in the news since they said they were getting him help and he was supposedly getting better. But this guy is obviously on a road of self-destruction, and it is definitely going to compromise different projects here in the future. And if they can go in the Flash movie and kind of retcon and bring Michael Keaton into the fold as Batman, at least for a while, I don't see why they can't, at this stage, bring in somebody else at the end to come in and be the Flash. They're going to have, I don't think it's feasible for them to shelve that movie because of the amount of money that has been spent on it. They need to get some money back, a return on their investment with that film. But holy crap, they can't keep going down this path. It's just not feasible. And he's going to end up either dead one day or he's going to end up in prison. There's no question about it. And so they're going to have to distance themselves from this. And, I wasn't really a fan of this idea at first, but I don't see why they don't just bring Grant Gustin into it at this stage and be the DCEU Flash. Get him away from the Arrowverse. I haven't watched over the last couple of years. It's the same thing that kind of plagued, Arrow towards the end, where there were just too many people. The family got too big. It was just too much. And so I really think they need to go in a different direction at this stage and fix this before this gets to be a disaster and could really harm the studio and Ezra himself. I feel for the guy. I hope he gets the help that he needs, but this is not going to help the studio at all. All right, so let's break down the other stuff that's happened over the last week. There's been a few things. So we've got a lot of cries for Henry Cavill to come back and play Superman. Now, there are people close to David Zaslav and who have been reporting that he is disgusted with the non-continuity going on with the DC stuff and that the fact that there haven't been sequels to films that were successful. And there's no question Man of Steel was successful. And all the cries to have Henry Cavill come back, and there's a report that they're willing to pay whatever it takes to get Henry Cavill back to be Superman, that they are shelving a lot of other projects. One of J.J. Abrams' TV shows got canned the other day. Like, Zaslav is going in, just laying waste to everything, and it looks like he is going to want to start out slow and really bring things back into the fold. So it sounds like they're going to bring Henry Cavill back, and I hope the first announcement we get is Man of Steel 2. And what a better way to introduce him back into the universe in Black Adam. Now, I was under the impression that Black Adam was one of the movies that was being delayed until next year. But it's not. It's actually coming out in October, and they released the first trailer yesterday. So I'm going to leave a link to that trailer in this video. I highly encourage you to check it out. I thought the trailer was decent. I don't think it's stellar. We don't get any information on the story itself, and I want to know how we've got all these people from the JSA in today's time. I was kind of surprised to see that. I don't know how it's all going to play out. I don't know if this is how they're going to introduce Green Lantern back into the universe. I have no idea what they're doing with the movie. It doesn't look like something that's super modern. It looks like something that may have come out 10, 20 years ago, but it still looks fun, and I know that this is definitely the love child of The Rock. Dwayne Johnson has been working on this movie for well over 10, 15 years to get it made, and he finally got it made. So I'm happy for him. I hope it's good. I know a lot of people are excited to see it, and I hope he does embody that character. He certainly looks like the character. I hope that we get to see him in that role. So let's talk about three other kind of minor stories off to the side here. There are reports that Amber Heard has been completely cut from Aquaman 2 or is going to be. So we've got that on the back burner as well. The studio has yet to make an announcement, but The producers of the Pirates of the Caribbean films did say that they now have the door open to have Johnny Depp come back and play Captain Jack Sparrow again. And it looks like Hollywood is closing the door on Amber Heard, and she may be unhireable for the very near future and could go on for a decade or longer before her image is fixed to where she can get jobs again. And if anything, we're going to see her on some low-budget stuff, maybe on TV and some independent films, but she's pretty much ruined her career at this stage. We also have reports that they are bringing in possibly to have Zack Snyder come in and do some Black Label films for DC. Now, if you guys aren't familiar with what the Black Label is with DC, it's their more mature, more adult-oriented stories that could be more violent, more definitely geared towards adults, that they may want to be doing a series of movies like that and to have him in and be the head of that. Well, there was also some report. Well, first of all, with Zack Snyder, he did release a little video shot on his iPhone of Rebel Moon. If you guys haven't seen that, go check that out. It looks pretty freaking cool. And the last story here is Todd Phillips did confirm for certain that Joker 2 is coming. Now, I don't think this movie is necessarily something that needs to be made. I don't think it's 100% necessary. I like the original film for what it was, but don't necessarily think it needs a sequel. I think they can really mess things up by going that route. But he showed a picture of the script. It is completed, and it looks like they're getting ready for pre-production on that. I just don't know how that's going to play out. I know the first movie was uber successful. I'm sure people are going to flock to the second one, but they do have a big opportunity to screw things up royally. I like to think of it as a standalone film. But, money talks for these studios, and we're going to see what happens in the future. All right, I don't really think there are going to be any major announcements with, Ben Affleck or Henry Cavill until the Fandom that happens in October. I really think we're going to have to wait till we hear anything big. But with everything that's happening behind the scenes and David Zaslav going out there with a machete cutting everything down, it may be sooner than that. But I will be covering everything week to week, so I look forward to bringing you guys all that information. If you haven't already, please hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and we'll see you guys back here next week. Take care.